around and through the door. Tommy had already headed down to the engine room to help with the bilge pumps. Suddenly, a giant sledgehammer of salt water slammed into our starboard side and sent the ship tipping wildly to the left. I heard wood creaking. We tilted over so far, I fell against the wall while our port side slapped the churning sea. We were going to capsize, I could tell. But the Lost righted itself instead, the ship tossing and bucking like a very angry beached whale. I found the floor and shoved the deckhouse hatch shut. I had to press my body up against it. Waves kept pounding against the door. The water definitely wanted me to let it in. That wasn't going to happen. Not on my watch. I cranked the door's latch to bolt it tight. I would, of course, reopen the door the instant my dad finished doing whatever else needed to be done up on deck and made his way aft to the cabin. But for now, I had to stop the Lost from taking on any more water. If that was even possible. The sea kept churning. The Lost kept lurching. The storm kept sloshing seawater through every crack and crevice it could find. Me? I started panicking because I had a sinking feeling, as in, we're gonna sink, that this could be the end. I was about to be drowned at sea. Is 12 years old too young to die? Apparently, the Caribbean Sea didn't think so. 2. I waited and waited, but my dad never made it aft to the deckhouse cabin door. Through the forward windows, I could see waves crashing across our bobbing bow. I could see the sky growing even darker. I could see a life preserver rip free from its rope and fly off the ship like a donut-shaped frisbee. But I couldn't see Dad. I suddenly realized that my socks were soaked with the seawater that was slopping across the floor, and I was up on the main deck. "Beck!" I cried out. "Tommy? Storm?" My sisters and brother were all down in the lower cabins and equipment rooms, where the water was undoubtedly deeper. They were trapped down there. I dashed down the 4 steep steps into the hull quarters as quickly as I could. The water was up to my ankles, then my knees, then my thighs, and finally, my waist. You ever try to run across the shallow end of a swimming pool? That's what I was up against. But I had to find my family. Well, what was left of it. I trudged from door to door, frantically searching for my siblings. They weren't in the engine room, the galley, or my parents' cabin. I knew they couldn't be in the room because its solid steel door was locked tight and it was totally off limits to all of us. I slogged my way forward as the ship kept rocking and rolling from side to side. Whatever wasn't nailed down was thumping around inside the cupboards and cabinets. I heard cans of food banging into plastic dishes that were knocking over clinking coffee mugs. I started pounding on the walls in the narrow corridor with both fists. The water was up to my chest. "Hey, you guys! Tommy! Beck! Storm? Where are you?" No answer. Of course, my brother and sisters probably couldn't hear me because the tropical storm outside was screaming even louder than I was. Suddenly, up ahead, a door burst open. Tommy, who was 17 and had the kind of bulging muscles you only get from crewing on a sailing ship your whole life, had just put his shoulder to the wood to bash it open. "Where's Dad?" he shouted. "I don't know," I shouted back. That's when Beck and my big sister Storm trudged out of the cabin that was now their waterlogged bedroom. A pair of 3D glasses was floating on the surface of the water. Beck plucked them up and put them on.